Am I the asshole for shaming my family for not supporting me enough during my cancer treatment? I think I'm in the right on this, but I've also been told I'm an abrasive asshole, so maybe I should have handled this differently. I'm 25, female, and have cancer. I'm not going to die. We caught it early enough to know that I will survive this. Chemo sucks. I'm already sick of the G.I. Jane, Natalie Portman, Imperator Furiosa jokes after I shaved my head, but at least I can now smoke pot in a state that bans recreational marijuana use. The other night, I got phone calls from my sister and my cousin letting me know that our aunt, who is the most overzealous, narcissistic, self-absorbed woman we know, was planning on having the whole family show their support for my cancer diagnosis by getting everyone to shave their heads. Personally, I always thought this stunt was really stupid. And my sister and cousin are against this for a number of reasons. My sister is a flight attendant and just got off furlough, so she doesn't want to jeopardize her job by showing up to work with a shaved head when her airline has a very strict dress code. My cousin is 14, has waist-length red hair that makes her look like a ginger Rapunzel, and is already dealing with self-esteem issues. Her hair is the only thing she likes about herself, so shaving it off would destroy her mentally. They tried to talk my aunt about it, but she wasn't budging. We think my aunt is doing this to get clout on social media, maybe even get an article in People. IDK. Like I said, she will make anything about her. So, without naming names, I made this post on Facebook letting everyone in our family know that the jig is up. The gist was that I don't want to see anyone shaving their heads in the name of supporting me just because I have cancer, especially when some of them were the ones behind the G.I. Jane jokes. Instead of doing something that would make them feel good about themselves, why not do something to make me feel good? Like, oh, I don't know, driving me to my appointments now and then, or helping around the apartment, or cooking when I don't feel like Hot Pockets again. Just something to make my routine a little easier while I deal with the chemo side effects. Hell, even a lemonade stand will do, because this is America and our healthcare system is a joke. This backfired, and now many of my relatives, spearheaded by my aunt, are putting me on blast by calling me ungrateful. I should be happy to see that I have my whole family supporting me on my battle path by doing this selfless act. They even went as far as to say that I was acting like a brat by saying they don't help out enough and what I'm asking for is too much. Even though they have done diddly squat since I got my diagnosis. So now my family, except my sister and cousin, think I'm an entitled jerk who is using her cancer diagnosis to get more out of them. And maybe I ATA for how I handled this. I need a second opinion. Not the asshole, you are the one with cancer. You are the one who needs the extra help, and guess what? Forcing a 14-year-old girl to shave her head is gonna do what? Having you poor sister who just got her job back put that in jeopardy is going to do what exactly? Play the cancer card. I have cancer, fuck off. Not the asshole, I had cancer, so I'm sorry to hear that, I know firsthand it sucks. They're trying to make you feel like the asshole because they want to support you in the way they feel like supporting you and not the way you want to be supported. That's complete bullshit in my opinion. Forgive me if I'm making an assumption here, but it sounds like you have attention monsters on your hands here. They're unwanted and unneeded. It sounds like your aunt especially wants to talk about this when asked so people can say, oh, how nice of you to join her, so she can look good. It's crap and you really don't need it on top of this. Side note, I did 3 rounds of chemo and nobody warned me of the constipation, so ask them for RX laxatives. Not the asshole. This support is what people who don't want to provide actually help do to save face and gain social points, just like you pointed out. Your aunt can fuck right off. Not the asshole, and they can all go eat a bag of dicks. I find it extremely aggravating that they think shaving off hair is being supportive of you. I agree and think shaving off hair for cancer support is a stupid thing to do. I am sorry you even had to address this while dealing with chemo. They should be supporting you, as you mentioned, by taking you to appointments, helping you out with anything you need during this time. You are not asking for much, and it saddens me to see your family treat you this way while going through cancer treatment. I hope you get well soon, and screw all of them. They suck. Not the asshole. Wow, if I were in your shoes right now, I'd be shaming everyone who's called you any names due to shaving your hair already and for what they've since said about supporting you, or in this case their lack of support. If they think shaving their hair is going to support you, then they are wrong on so many levels. Not the asshole, you're being extremely reasonable with your requests. Your aunt sounds like a very self-centered person and needed that reality check. I can't believe your other family members are attacking you alongside her. They all suck. Also, please don't allow him to shave your cousin's hair. How heartbreaking it would be to lose that beautiful hair. Not the asshole get well soon heart they can mope at a corner. Aunt was just planning to enjoy the popularity she will get by hair shaving stunt. Her ulterior motives became clear when you wanted her support in ways that does not benefit her. Cooking a bowl of soup maybe won't break Facebook-like records, but is surely more useful to you. What kind of asshole thinks that actual support in useful ways is more important than virtual signaling by shaving your head in solidarity for attention? Obviously not the asshole. Your family are all being narcissistic assholes by thinking that their version of moral support is more important than what you, the actual human being who has cancer, wants and needs. Not the asshole. If they are going to be like that, then publicly put your aunt on blast and say she's trying to force people, women and minors, to shave their heads, against their will, so she can get attention whilst you expressly said you didn't want people to shave their heads against their will. Throw in that you tried to be diplomatic, but now, whilst dealing with chemo, you are being forced to deal with your aunt when all you want, if people want to help, is for some rides to appointments and some help at home. Say you're so stressed as you are struggling and can't believe your aunt and other misguided family are putting you through this at such a trying time. Flip it on them. So sorry you're going through this and best of luck. Not the asshole. The shaving your head in support thing always seems so narcissistic. It's really a look at how great I am stunt. And they're willing to get together in a decently big group to do this despite COVID. If they want to support you, they should start by quitting it with the joke, and ask you what you need support with, rather than go with the narcissist of the family. Best wishes to you, hope you can recover quickly heart. Not the asshole. We dealt with something similar when my daughter was recovering from her cancer battle. She was only 2 at the time, and everyone and their mother wanted to start a GoFundMe. We were at a charity hospital with no bill, so I wouldn't accept money. They could donate to the hospital directly, and posting pictures of the sweet little strong warrior. Never mind, most of them had diddly squat to do with her prior to that, and haven't had diddly squat to do with her since. Once we learned chemo wouldn't be necessary, surgery got all of the cancer. Then the phone calls, posts, etc. stopped. I deleted Facebook so I wouldn't have to see their fakeness, and it was the best decision I ever made. Not the asshole. They can suck it. First, I'm sorry for your diagnosis and get well soon. But I'm going against the grain and saying that blasting each other on social media doesn't work. Aunt has a bad idea, but you made it public with family, friends, etc. It would have been better to call aunt and give a firm thanks but no thanks, then creating a Facebook page with just family and saying I know you want to support me and here are ways to help. Also state that thanks but no thanks on the head shaving, but put it kindly or humorously. Not the asshole. Your aunt is the asshole here. She's more interested in showing off than in helping you. Yikes. Not the asshole. How the fuck is random relatives shaving their heads going to help or support you? Not the asshole. I'm sorry it backfired. It just goes to show their willingness to really help you. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Make another post and say, to all the people blasting me, back the hell off. If you don't want to help me, then don't. Just don't go pretending that shaving your heads helps me in any way. How the hell could it? You said you wanted to support me, I told you how you could. That's all. If you don't want to, fine, just leave me alone. I'm trying to deal with this, cancer. You know what's helpful? Helping a cancer patient get comfortable. Arranging meals ahead of time. Ensuring they can get to and from their chemo treatments on time. You know what's not helpful? Shaving your fucking head in solidarity. Not the asshole. Info before you put everyone on blast. Did you tell them what you actually needed, or did you just expect him to know? How are they supposed to know what kind of support you need when you haven't communicated it and aunt is their guide? Of course they are going to get defensive if they are led to believe that they are doing something to let you know that you are in their thoughts and you just make them feel stupid. I'm so sorry for what you are going through. Your aunt does sound self-centered. As for the rest of them, is it malicious intention or just ignorance? I think it's Personally, I would have taken this up with my family directly, be it with aunt and co. Individually or in a family group chat. Depending on your Facebook settings, this family matter is now for the world to see. The way I understand it is that only your sister and cousin tried to take it up with your aunt and you went straight to Facebook. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your voice has a lot more weight in this than theirs, even without Facebook. That being said, of course you are absolutely right that shaving off hair does not help in any way. I bet most people would rather cook for you once a week or help with cleaning before shaving off their hair. NTA, shaving their heads is a low-effort way of showing support. You are not being unreasonable in your request for actual support. Ignore the rest of your unsupportive asshole family and concentrate on you and your recovery. NTA, doing something to actually help you would be much better. And you should spell it out 'cause they hadn't caught on up till now. Get better soon, heart. Not the asshole. When someone you love has issues, whatever they may be, the natural thing is to want to help. My problem is I usually don't know how. I would be thrilled if someone who was going through a hard time stated exactly what they needed. I don't think you're asking for too much, because you haven't asked for anything. You're stating what would be helpful, and there is a huge difference. It may be that you are ungrateful, but there's no reason you should be grateful for something inconsequential like someone else getting a haircut. Get well soon and good luck. Not the asshole, she sounds a lot like my just no aunt. Last year when my other aunt passed away in a house fire, my just no aunt seemed to enjoy the attention having her sister die brought her. She would go to the local supermarket every day just so people would come up to her for sympathy. Hair shaving for cancer or other illnesses should only be done if the person it is meant to be in honor of approves of it, and people shouldn't be pressurized into doing it. Your aunt fails on both counts, and was money going to be raised for a cancer charity from doing it? Or was it just for social media clout? Info. Have you asked them to do things and they refused? Or have they just not proactively offered to do things you need? Frankly, your post does sound a bit much to me. It seems you have a problem with a couple of people, yet chose to rip your entire family, which is shitty. The fact is, people don't always know what other people need. So if you never expressed this, I'd say it's pretty arseholeish to do what you did. And in general, I'm not a fan of the vague booking or making all of your family issues into a public spectacle. Sister, you have my beau cousin, and my axe-aunt, and our vuvuzelas. Much honking you. What the fuck use is vuvuzelas? Aunt, why you so mean? Not the asshole. As a cancer survivor, not the asshole, the whole family shaving the head thing is something I always thought was attention-seeking and weird. You are absolutely allowed to decide how people help you. Not the asshole. Your feelings on the situation are entirely reasonable, and they're just being defensive and pissy about it. Their reaction to your post is pretty telling. Not the asshole. They are not upset with you, they are upset with the fact that the support you actually need is not as photo-friendly as having a shave-a-thon would be. Lol, WTF. How is them shaving their heads making your everyday struggles any easier? NTA. Should you be driving while on chemo? It is not allowed in my country. Not the asshole. You asked for what you need in lieu of moral support. But it seems to me that your sister and cousin should have stood up for themselves without dragging you into this family drama. I hope that they, at least, are helping you. Get well. I remember a classmate of mine and I doing silk dyeing as a hobby, and when his mother had cancer we dyed a wonderful scarf for her. Not the asshole, although I'm wondering what your opinions are on someone choosing to shave their heads in solidarity of those with cancer. There's this event in my country where people can shave their heads to support those with cancer. These people will also be given donation cards to raise some funds to donate to the Cancer Society. I've always wanted to go for that, but now that I read this post, I wonder if it's just some feel-good thing for myself and doesn't really help anyone. Not the asshole, but if your aunt is as bad as you say, what did you think was going to happen? Not the asshole. Are you kidding me? The cringe alone from seeing your family shaving their heads is enough reason to not want them to do it, let alone them being coerced into it for social media. You are definitely not the asshole for asking your family to actually do stuff that can help you and lighten your burden instead of a stunt that'll get you absolutely nothing. I mean, this would be a different story if they were helping out and taking care of you, but they're not, and they call you an asshole. The audacity. I'd add another post on social media calling them assholes for thinking shaving their heads will somehow help while leaving you to take care of yourself with no help. I'm sorry you were dealt a terrible hand. Not the asshole, they are making your cancer about them, which is a pretty despicable thing to do. You are at the center of this, and if they want to help, they have to help in bloody helpful ways. You are the only judge of what is helpful for you. But I suspect they don't care about actually helping you, they just want to show off. Not the asshole. She says you are ungrateful because you require her and others to actually make an effort, not just a meaningless gesture for internet clout. Quiet things that friends and family normally do to help people with cancer. This was never about you, it was about your aunt being seen as some great person for making such a meaningless sacrifice. You are the asshole. Your request might not be over the top, but your tone is simply unbearable. You are 25 and no longer a teenager who writes barf to mock the way your relatives think about supporting you. Not the asshole, but kinda you suck too. Okay, she is being self-centered, but pointing out someone's wrongdoing on social media is fucked up. Even if you didn't name her in your post, pretty sure a lot of people knew who you were talking about right away, hence the angry people. You could have called your aunt to tell her to stop. You could have told her privately that you didn't approve of this hair shaving support thingy. And then if she refused to back down, you could have let everyone know you didn't want anyone to shave their hair for you. Yes, she is a massive asshole, but for God's sake, please stop using social media to shame people even if they are wrong. No one gets a positive outcome from the target people with this kind of problem solving. Not the asshole. If they really wanted to help you out, they'd ask you what you want. You obviously just want life to be made a bit easier. That's not a big ask at all. They should be pitching in with chores and cooking and driving, like you said. You're the one who has to really go through it. They need to ask you what would help you the most. OFFS, not the asshole. If they want to help out, then send you a $100 Uber Eats gift card instead of shaving their heads. The only people that might help is some kid if they donate the hair to make wigs, and that is a big fat if. There are a million small things they could do instead of some showy BS. Not the asshole. Shaving their head isn't helping you, it's making them look good to strangers on the internet. If they really wanted to help you, they'd ask you what you need and help you out with that. You're not selfish. They are for thinking that being internet famous is more important than actually helping family. So they're trying to show the world they're helping you, but when you clearly state what you need help with, you're the entitled asshole. You hit the nail on the head with this one. It's not about you, it's about them. I'm glad you caught it early. I do hope everything works out with you. Don't let their negativity stop your progress. All the best. Not the asshole. Shaving their heads wouldn't help. You just told them what they could do to help. Not the asshole. What possible benefit would you get out of other people shaving their heads? As you said, some actual, physical help would be so beneficial to you. You're right when you say it's all about the social media clout. Oh, look at me, my niece has cancer, but instead of donating to a cause, driving her to an appointment, or taking her some meals to put in the freezer, I'm going to shave my head. Aren't I just the most bravest, supportivest person ever? Not the asshole. You could make your Facebook post public and perhaps post a link here so that folks could get in on bashing your entitled aunt and her cronies on your behalf. Just a thought. Not the asshole. I would call him out. How are you being ungrateful? Tell him to be specific. Because shaving their heads does nothing to support you. It just gives them attention. And when you're doing it for the attention it will give you, it's not selfless. When they do it because they wish to show support, but does nothing for you, but it gives them attention, it's selfish. Then ask them if they tell you one thing they've actually done, even a phone call, to support you. They shouldn't be trying to make themselves feel better, they should be actually doing helpful things that are supportive to you. Shaving their heads isn't it. They are the R's. Not the asshole. Thank you for calling it out. Take the heat. They should be helping the way you need to be helped, not the way that they feel they can get the most pats on the back for helping. It's not like you could be getting less help from these people. But be careful about the delivery so you don't sound ungrateful. Oh yes, it takes a lot of pride swallowing to get through needing help. Not the asshole, but I really think it wasn't necessary to post it publicly. I think you could have handled it better. Regardless, this performative martyrdom from your family is gross. Of course they are angry. People hate being called out on their bullshit. You handled things appropriate and are definitely not the asshole. Not the asshole, and I'm close to petitioning the chat to add WITF. Who is this for? Your aunt's performative support isn't going to do anything for you. Hair is not even sellable for your medical bills. Even in this performative space, your aunt would probably be like, we donated the hair to Locks of Love, while wonderfully forgetting your lifetime of medical debt. This is on your family. You might be the asshole to them because you said the quiet part out loud.